This conference will now be recorded.
I won't say anymore.
Yeah,
After we're done.
call to order the special council meeting on July 3rd, 2026 at 10 PM. Meeting called to order.
Yeah.
10 a.m. 10 a.m.
Clock does say 10 PM.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So need to approve the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda as written.
So moved. Second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Counselor Weller. All those in favor, by saying aye?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Moving right into new business. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for being present at this meeting because we kind of got caught off guard. I just happened to look at my email yesterday morning got an email from Tyler Miller saying that there's a deadline Friday. And so I immediately called Josette. I didn't mean to bother you yesterday, but it was pretty important. So we decided to, in light of the vote last Monday, there was one nay. We thought it would behoove our council and city to have a special meeting to make sure that we're doing this the right way. And so here we are, and to me, it's after reading it, it's would really benefit our city. It's kind of like a donation of $56,414.50 with no string attached. It's just products only. So it's a good thing. Josette, you want to add?
Sure. So this one is going to be, the leading agency is going to be Columbia County Sheriffs. The participating agencies are City of St. Helens Police Department and Vernonia Police Department. Answers to the questions from last time, because it's just products, has been no cost overruns in the past. These are not estimates, they're actual cost for specific numbers of radios. So Tyler said it's almost unheard of because there's nothing to overrun on the costs. And in relation to fire departments, these grants through the Brine statewide crisis intervention program are specific to law enforcement, not fire departments, but the fire departments have the assistance to firefighters grant that they can go through. They said they have their own grant person who's going to be doing their grants for their radio upgrades. So those are the two questions you guys wanted answers to before we were to sign for an MOU. Does anyone have any other questions?
Go ahead.
And Sean, they're all good as far as changing frequency and all that?
Yeah, it's the goal of, there's a couple things. The upgrades to the towers are going to be this. So if we hold out and don't go for a grant, we're going to be kind of on our own to eventually buy our own, that's kind of not reality for us. I think everyone was a little hesitant at first. They thought, oh, we're going to have to be, it's going to be like Washington County owns us, or there was all these kind of fears associated with it that I think most of them in their chiefs meetings and then their fire department chief meetings, they've kind of talked through those issues. And Sean's real concern was that the city of Scapoose's council president, who is Tyler Miller, had a communications company, and whether or not that was some sort of conflict of interest for him to be pushing for these radios and own a company, but he is not associated with that company anymore. And as the MOU states, it's Communications Northwest or Raycom who will be doing, and others could do it too, the programming, but those are the two that they're working with to program these radios. because they have a specific encryption key that not all the little communication agencies have. There's specific ways to encrypt them, I guess.
It's a security thing. They don't
Yeah.
have it everywhere.
Yeah, they don't want everyone to have the specific channel
Sure,
IDs. So
that makes sense.
after kind of that, there isn't really like we do have working radios right now, but those working radios could go to some other agency. So the police department potentially could council could surplus those and the police department could, sell those and then have that money go into the police department. So yeah, there's not really the hiccup the same as there was originally.
Do you know what kind of cost is involved in changing out, switching the radios?
You mean what?
Well, like installing them in the vehicles?
Well, so we have docks in the vehicles. I don't know. We'd have to ask Sean if I'm thinking they're the Motorola type. So I think they're pretty similar, but I'd have to ask him if there's a docking change. I could text him and ask him.
I did talk to Tyler yesterday to tell him what we're having a special meeting, and he mentioned that Sean is totally on board with this and very excited about it. So,
He's talked to Sean.
yes.
So yeah, and that's the thing. I think jurisdictions get kind of, what do I want to say? Proprietary and like, not us. We're not going to do, right? But as a system, we really need to be on board with what the bigger system is changing to, even if it has growing pains for us, because ultimately we'll be the odd man out. If the system reads ours less and less and less over time as it gets upgraded, that's only just bad for us. Instead of ripping off the Band-Aid. So I'm a rip off the Band-Aid type of mom. Like I don't pull it slowly. I just real quick. So the change might have growing pains, but it's not going to be long-term.
So you mentioned that the change of the frequency in the towers is already baked into
Well, that's
Tom's budget, or?
that's where CCOM is going, right? So we have a number of things that are on the list of things to do at emergency management and CCOM, right? The first, and we've had multiple directors, which have all had their own direction. We've gotten away from changing. First, it was spend all the money on the actual pods that the 911 dispatchers take, like that whole thing. They've gone away from that. And now they're talking, because those were not the most up to date, but they weren't flailing, right? So now they've gone to that they're trying to do more tower connectivity and upgrade there. And so with everyone, once everyone is switched, then those bigger things can happen to upgrade the 2 towers that we need. They own land for other towers. That's kind of on the back burner because there's one like out towards Baker Point that they own land, but they don't have a tower there. And that would be really the final connectivity of getting all the line of sight reading going on. But we could also have, when emergency management, we could have them come and CCOM give us a presentation of that breakdown. But it's been up and down as the different directors kind of push what they want to do. But if we can get everyone on the same, then we can make some less extreme changes that make our system better before the bigger, the finalized closing the loop, so to speak, changes that are what they see as costing us the most money.
I mean, it's into the nitty gritty. It just seems to me that you got one tower. I don't know how many transmitters they actually have. I mean, do they run the old one and then implement the new one? I mean, it's got to be some type of handoff, but you can't have latency down here, one up here.
Well, I know that some of our towers already have that type of transmitter because other agencies put them up for their use in our area.
Oh.
So that I think there's some of that piggybacking till our, like that version, because I know like the dead zone between us and Washington County is only dead because our radios don't go where their radios go. And so when they looked at like, they laid out an overmap of, and I wish I would have given that to you guys, the last version we saw, but they basically laid out Columbia County and it showed where the dead zones were. And like a good chunk of that was covered by the other version, not our version. And so it minimizes the dead if we can,
If we go to the 800.
yeah, if we can get to the, what everyone else is using, because they're already kind of putting it in for themselves and they're way bigger agencies where they can put something so that they have the spread all the way out to edge of banks, right? Or wherever, where we don't have that same monetary.
Yeah.
Sorry, my.
I mean, I'm just curious. I mean, what's going on here was what CCOM was pushing for, the director, I mean, it was a big conversion, I think, over there, but it was to go to the new radios. So it's like, I'm a little like,
Well, but
where's CCOM going to get their money to do their transition part of this?
Right, but I think a lot of
Yeah.
that was all of this also, which they're trying to get this part of the infrastructure done through free money.
Yeah.
And then just the built-in infrastructure is what the taxpayer has to worry about, right? So I think it was like $33 million or some crazy number
Right.
they had on it. But that was like full boat, everyone, like a whole switch out all at once.
Yeah.
And so I think they're slowly trying to just get what they can get for free, and then we'll have a final nut we have to pay for.
And then, correct me if I'm wrong, and you might check on this, but I think I remember Tyler talking about if we did accept this and we're awarded the grant, they would do the installation also.
Yeah.
That might answer your question.
Yeah.
So I think, I mean, and, cross your fingers, we get the grant. It's a grant application.
Yeah.
So if we don't get it, then we come back to the drawing board and are rediscussing all these same things again. I think the voters really told 911, you got to get your act together. We're not going to fund some pie in the sky version. And I think this is their movement towards that, is like the different agencies figuring out how to get the smaller agencies equipped. So then we can start chunking away these things with grant money instead of just out of everyone's pockets. But
So I guess if we get this grant, technically, we'll have the radios. We won't install them until we're capable. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
it's capable now.
yeah, and I can get that answer for you.
It does, it's kind of a moot point because if it's not capable, we're not going to install them. I don't know what
Right.
ramifications of that are, but
Well,
evidently somebody has a plan to do that because,
Or it's already up there and
Yeah.
it's just not being used by.
I mean, that's, like I said,
Information while this is being applied for too.
yeah, it's just kind of technical end of it. And we have to kind of put some faith into the people that are rolling this out, that they've already answered those
Well,
questions.
For our services, I mean, the ones we own, we still own.
Yeah.
So, say they.
Say, we wouldn't put them in
Say they
on,
stall on bringing it to fruition up there, we're still covered on our own
yeah,
side, but
until we get,
well, the city of Scappoose, Rainier, and Columbia City are already on board. They've
yeah,
already been
yeah,
awarded,
yeah,
and we're trailing behind
yeah. We're the second ask, so,
with St. Helens. St. Helens signed yesterday.
yeah. I have the one if you guys approve it, I'm signing the one they already signed.
Good.
He sent me it,
That's what he wanted.
so.
When does it come word with the grant being awarded?
I didn't get that. I'll have to get that from Sheriff Pixley. I don't know what the return is. I looked into this program And they fund a ton of different things. I was chasing down watching all these videos of what they fund. And I was like, this is confusing to me because I couldn't get specific like timelines for each one. But they fund a lot of, emergency crisis law enforcement stuff. So. But it makes sense. It's a, kind of statewide program. So.
Any other questions? Okay. Anyone like to make a motion?
Okay, I guess I'll move.
Okay, Dale.
To authorize the city administrator to sign the MOU for the Bryan statewide crisis intervention program grant application as a participating agency.
I'll second that.
So moved, and thank you. Seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. She already signed it.
No,
Oh.
I was just writing. I was writing motion carried. I'm going to sign it right now.
Signed it and sent it.
Well, thank you very much, you guys. And
And thank you, Josette, again,
Yes.
coming in on
yes,
your
not
day
feeling
off.
very well, and you sound better today.
Because I just woke up, Rick. I told him I was asleep. He's like, you don't sound very good. I'm like, I just woke up.
I'm sorry.
In.
Well, thank you again, Josette, for,
You're pulling a Dale.
I mean, we almost
We might have missed it.
did
Yeah.
the players here. So thank you for taking your time out in your holiday. So I will adjourn the meeting at 10:15. Adjourn. Thank you, Susan.
Oh, you're welcome.
Quick.
Cool.
It was fun.